Coming up this week on the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm, we're going to wrap up the 2012-13 season, say goodbye to the seniors, and show you the Racers' brand new practice facility. It's all today on the Racer Report. Hi folks, and welcome to the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm. Dave Winder here in the Gene Ray Practice Center for Murray State basketball. Just opened a little while ago, and today on the show for the first time we're going to give you a little tour of the place. But first, on this last show with Murray State basketball for the 2012-13 season, here's what's coming up today, as we are going to wrap up the season and take a look at the highs and the lows and what happened this season. Also, a senior salute as we say goodbye to 6 great seniors. We'll make a case for the Ohio Valley Conference later on in the show. And the responsibility project that we told you about last week, the video is now online, and we're going to show you a little bit of that and comment on it as well. We're going to give you a tour of the practice facility, which we mentioned is now open, and the coaches are moving in. And before we leave the end of the day, the voice of the Racers, the best of Neil's calls during the season as the Racers finish up 21-10. And we're here with head coach Steve Prohm going into the NCAA Tournament Sweet 16. And Coach, I guess if we could, maybe just take it from the beginning to the end. It seemed like it went by fast for me. It didn't have the end that we wanted it to, but it was a remarkable 2012-13 season.
Yeah, disappointed it ended a little bit early. But our team, starting back in July, with Latrez's injury, and then on to September was Zay Jackson's situation, and I thought our team overcame a lot of adversity, was able to win a Western Division championship, and then was able to get to our goal of playing in the conference final and have an opportunity to win a conference championship and get to the NCAA tournament. And we just weren't able to close the game. We probably could name 25 reasons if everybody could email into the show, and we just didn't get it done. And credit Belmont for that. But you look at four straight 20-win seasons. You look at the 12th 20-win season in the last 20 years. So a lot to be thankful for, a lot to be proud of. And then 5 great seniors, well 6, including Jordan, that have done a remarkable job. And Ed, Isaiah, and Jordan leave here as the winningest class in the history of one of the top basketball programs in the country. And
we'll visit with each one of those seniors a little later, have a little bite from the show before where they kind of sum up their time here at Murray State. But Coach, you go back and take a look at it. It just seems like November is like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a lot of water passed under the bridge since then.
Yeah, being in Charleston, it seems like it was a couple years ago. And, we got off to a great start this year. We start out 9-1 with the loss to Colorado, and then we go to Dayton, and we play really well at Dayton for about 35, 37 minutes and end up getting beat up there in a tough environment. And Dayton's a good team out of a good league, but we played a great non-conference schedule, and which, like you said, seems like a long time ago, and we're able to get some great wins in that non-conference.
Well, and we mentioned the senior class, which we'll talk about them a little later, 106 wins. Just let that sink in for a minute. That's a lot of wins for 4 years.
It is. I mean, you're looking at almost between 26, 27 wins a year for 4 years, and that's remarkable to think that Ivan and their senior class last year had 104, and as great as it's been, no senior class had ever won 100 games here before in 4 years. So really proud of Ed and Isaiah and the rest of those guys, Latrez, Brandon, Stacy, and Jordan. Okay, well, we're just getting started here on the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm as we wrap up the 2012-13 season. We'll take a break and come back with more in just a moment.
Like the thoroughbreds we are named for, racers are spirited and proud. We have the heart and will to succeed, to go farther, learn more, and embrace wisdom. We are champions, who take our place in the Murray State tradition. We are racers.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers, service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
I'm not that drunk. My house is only down the street.
I'm the most sober one here.
I only have 1 drink.
According to studies, 25% of 21-year-old college students have admitted to drinking and driving. Almost every 90 seconds, someone is injured. Every day, 28 people die as a result of drunk driving. Don't be selfish. Don't be a statistic. Don't drink and drive.
That's the worst half of football I've ever seen. Are you telling me we can't do this?
I got this, Coach.
You know, people said, Pepsi Max? You can't get maximum Pepsi taste with 0 calories.
Who said that?
But Pepsi Max didn't listen.
We just delivered it. So get out there and taste that sweet 0-calorie victory.
The little guy's right.
Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Do you validate parking?
Hi folks, welcome back to the Race Report with head coach Steve Prohm, and this is the part of the show where we kind of highlight the seniors. 6 of those on the team this year, including All-America Isaiah Cannon. You know, when you think about it, this senior class is the best that's ever played at Murray State with a record 106 wins, which we'll talk with head coach Steve Prohm on the other side of these interviews with our seniors about how special this class has been. 3 OVC championships, 2 trips to the NCAA tournament. Here is the class of 2013 for the Murray State Racers.
The last 4 years, I wouldn't want to do it any other place or play with any other guys, and it's been fun, and met a lot of new people, and a lot of great teammates, and like I say, played a lot of great teams.
Yeah, it's not as easy to get all those wins. It's hard to come out with a win. So when you get 160 plus career games that you don't won, it's a blessing.
They got a tremendous fan base. The fans really care about you. You know, after the game, they're always there. You know, they make the long road trips that, you know, you usually don't see at any other schools. But the fans are extremely great. You know, they're a great place to play basketball, and they really care about their basketball program. They made an important decision for me to come here and play basketball.
Oh yeah, it was a great decision. You know, I wouldn't change it. I had a great time here. I love the fans. I love, you know, the citizens. I wouldn't change it for nothing. I had a great time, met a lot of new people, and hopefully, you know, everyone still be in my life when I leave Murray State.
When I first got here, I came on Selection Sunday weekend, so, you know, they took me through. When I first got here, first place we came into was here, the CFSB Center, and I seen all those banners. And going through Selection Sunday, that was just a great experience.
That's an amazing piece of video as you hear each one of those seniors and you take a look at them. Not only do they look older than where they were when they got here, they've had time now to reflect on, as I look back on my college years, the best years of their lives.
Yeah, you know, the great thing about these 6 seniors, you know, they've won a tremendous amount of games, but they're all going to graduate, some in May, some in the summer. And they're going to go on and be very productive citizens and very productive as one day they raise families and have children of their own. And they'll always be a part of my life and always be a part of the Racer basketball family and Murray State. And I think this program means a lot to those guys, and I think it showed by the way they constantly gave back to the community.
Well, I personally, in my career at Murray State, could give you a list of baseball players, football players, basketball players, softball, track and field, and there's those kids that come along that you just go, man, how are we ever going to get along without them? But it just keeps on going because you have to. Yeah,
you know, that's the thing. Isaiah just came in my office and he's getting ready to sign with his agent, and you're ready to say goodbye, and he said jokingly, he said, man, Coach, you're trying to get me out of here, aren't you? And I said, no, I'm not trying to get you out of here, but I want you to go on and be successful, and now it's time for you to do that. And I'm going to miss those guys. they've been a huge part of my life, and I wouldn't be where I am today without those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, speaking of Isaiah Cannon, he's going to, games are still being played. He's probably going to finish up a top 10 scorer. I think he finished up with 21.8 or 21.9. We've listed last week all the top 10 lists that he's on. And I guess really this is kind of our first chance to maybe to talk about, can you tell our fans what's next for him, and what are his chances to be called in June when the NBA has its draft?
First thing, he's going to play in the, and I'm going to talk to you about this.
We're breaking news right now.
This.
Okay.
Yeah. He's going to play shooting the three-point contest down there at the Final Four on Thursday night before the Final Four, and he'll be in that. And then when he comes back from the Final Four, that's when, we'll basically say goodbye. He'll head up to Chicago and get with his agent and get settled in up there for, several weeks of basically boot camp and workouts. And then he'll be back for our banquet, and then he'll be back for graduation as well. And then he'll be back up into Chicago, continue to train, continue to work out, and then start his NBA workouts in anticipation for being a first-round draft pick, which I foresee come June.
Well, the other thing about Isaiah is when you think about putting him in the NBA shot clock, he's going to really do well. That's going to be good for him.
Yeah, Isaiah is really going to blossom at the NBA level, I believe. He saw, you watch some of these guards that they really highly tout, and they're not getting defended the same way Isaiah did all season long. He faced every single defense, and he did a remarkable job, and I'm really looking forward to following his career.
Yeah, me too, and he'll always be a racer. We always say once a racer, always a racer. So we're going to have another break here with head coach Steve Prohm on the Racer Report as we wrap up the 2012-13 season. We'll come back in just a moment.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers, service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
That's the worst half of football I've ever seen. Are you telling me we can't do this?
I got this, Coach.
People said, Pepsi Max? You can't get maximum Pepsi taste with 0 calories.
Who said that?
But Pepsi Max didn't listen.
We just delivered it. So get out there and taste that sweet 0-calorie victory.
The little guy's right.
Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Do you validate parking?
I'm not that drunk. My house is only down the street.
I'm the most sober one here.
I only have 1 drink.
According to studies, 25% of 21-year-old college students have admitted to drinking and driving. Almost every 90 seconds, someone is injured. Every day, 28 people die as a result of drunk driving. Don't be selfish. Don't be a statistic. Don't drink and drive.
Like the thoroughbreds we are named for, racers are spirited and proud. We have the heart and will to succeed, to go farther, learn more, and embrace wisdom. We are champions who take our place in the Murray State tradition. We are racers.
Hi folks, welcome back to the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm. Dave Winder here in the Gene Ray Practice Center for Murray State Basketball. We've got a chance here, Coach, now to what I call make a case for the Ohio Valley Conference. And if you take a look at some of these notes, coming into this season, the OVC had played 4 straight years with a postseason win. Moorhead in 2009 and 11, the Racers in 2010 and 12. First time in 65 years that had happened. The OVC was one of 9 leagues coming into this season to do that. All those were BCS leagues except for the Atlantic 10, West Coast Conference, and the OVC. And you see a couple other little notes there just to show you how good the OVC has gotten. And you and I believe this is I think it's been a golden era of OVC basketball, but it hasn't necessarily been reflected at the NCAA level. Probably should have been, though.
Yeah, and that's what's disappointing, and that's the thing we got to continue to fight with. And I'm going to be on the phone with our commissioner and talk to the other coaches in our meetings, because when you look at our body of work and you measure it against some of these other leagues, the numbers don't add up, and that's the frustrating part. When you know, the Mountain West Conference gets so much notoriety.
Yeah, 5 teams.
5 teams in the tournament. Their 5th place team had their 5th place team, Boise State, had the same record as us and had 2 more top 100 wins than us. And they get an at-large bid to the NCAA. And they, and I believe they're all out of the tournament right now. And last year the same thing. They got all the hype, and last year the same thing. But 2011, they had BYU and San Diego State go to the Sweet 16, so that generates, I guess, some more excitement. Missouri Valley up to this year, they continue to get the excitement. Now Wichita broke through to get to the Sweet 16 again, but it's a little bit frustrating when you look at not getting that at-large bid, the NIT, where we have 6 wins in the top 105, and teams with at-large bids like Ohio has 1, Detroit 2, Denver 3. And those teams are getting at-large bids. And I don't know what the OVC needs to do. We can't do any more than we've done the last 4 or 5 years.
Well, as far as on the court, at least. I mean, you've certainly done enough on the court.
And we just got to figure out a way nationally to get more respect, and we just got to continue to work at it, I guess. It's a little frustrating, though. Yeah,
well, I know the OVC cares about basketball, and they're going to do everything they can moving forward. The coaches, the top-level administrators from each school put the plan together, put it in motion, and hopefully the OVC will be rising up a little bit. Now, coming into this week, the OVC is 16th, and that's the highest it's ever been. I think 21 was the previous high, so that's a bit of good news right now. So we wish we could spend more time on this, but we do have to take another break with head coach Steve Prohm on the Racer Report. We'll come back in just a moment on the Racer Report here at the Gene Ray Practice Center for Murray State Basketball.
I'm not that drunk. My house is only down the street.
I'm the most sober one here.
I only have 1 drink.
According to studies, 25% of 21-year-old college students have admitted to drinking and driving. Almost every 90 seconds, someone is injured. Every day, 28 people die as a result of drunk driving. Don't be selfish. Don't be a statistic. Don't drink and drive.
Like the thoroughbreds we are named for, racers are spirited and proud. We have the heart and will to succeed, to go farther, learn more, and embrace wisdom. We are champions who take our place in the Murray State tradition. We are racers.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers, service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
That's the worst half of football I've ever seen. Are you telling me we can't do this?
I got this, Coach.
People said, Pepsi Max? You can't get maximum Pepsi taste with 0 calories.
Who said that?
But Pepsi Max didn't listen.
We just delivered it. So get out there and taste that sweet 0-calorie victory.
The little guy's right.
Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Do you validate parking?
Hi folks, welcome back to the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm. Dave Winder with you, and on this segment of our wrap-up show, I wanted to take just a moment to thank the folks from the Liberty Mutual Responsibility Project, and we're going to put that website up on the screen so Racer fans can go and watch the video that was produced on Murray State basketball. A film crew led by legendary director Josh Seftel visited the Racers the weekend of Senior Day, which would have been the Friday, Saturday, it was March 2nd.
Yep.
They were here March 3rd, and then even in
all the way into Monday night.
They were here at the radio show for Monday night, and then did some things even on Tuesday, March the 5th, before the OVC tournament. We've got just a few clips of the video. I've gotten so many good comments from it, and you texted me. You were out on the road, texted me. Video looks great.
Yeah, I was really blown away, really. And, you know, as down in the dumps as I've been since the season ended, and the last 2 weeks I've spent on the road recruiting, I watched that, and you know, it really, you know, choked me up a little bit, and, you know, brought things a lot back into perspective about why you coach and what your platform really is. And I think they did an amazing job. You know, I know they spent hours and hours here, timeless, you know, timeless time, you know, just over and over with interviews and seeing different things, and how they put that all together in that 7.5 minute window. I have been stopped by so many people and said, man, that was unbelievable. And that's great. And, you know, hopefully we can get that out there, you know, nationally, you know, over the next couple weeks. But it's a tearjerker, to say the least.
It certainly is, and you've seen just a few clips of it here. I guess the main thing that really got me was, I would just say faces of our players, faces of you and Katie and our fans. And then at the very end of the video, there's these shots of little kids.
Yeah.
And that's the future of this program right here.
Yeah, and that's what makes this program special is our guys have done an unbelievable job just embracing all those kids. But you see 20 kids around Jordan Bird signing autographs, and you know, and you just hear the way the suitors speak about the program, and even Ricky Martin. I thought he did a tremendous job, and you know, explaining the program and what it means. And Katie did well. I was fired up about her. She did well. So I told her, I said, you may have an acting career, maybe get you into commercials. I may be able to retire.
Yeah, maybe so. Well, the project is called the Responsibility Project, and it's by Liberty Mutual Insurance. They've got hundreds of videos on there, and the website is built as a place to talk about what it means to do the right thing, and that's what led the company to Murray State basketball. The title of the video is The Home Team, and it's basically about the relationship between the fans and the Murray State program, and it really turned out well. So we got to take another break here. We're going to come back in just a moment and wrap it up on the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm.
Like the thoroughbreds we are named for, racers are spirited and proud. We have the heart and will to succeed, to go farther, learn more, and embrace wisdom. We are champions who take our place in the Murray State tradition. We are racers.
I'm not that drunk. My house is only down the street.
I'm the most sober one here.
I only have one drink.
According to studies, 25% of 21-year-old college students have admitted to drinking and driving. Almost every 90 seconds, someone is injured. Every day, 28 people die as a result of drunk driving. Don't be selfish. Don't be a statistic. Don't drink and drive.
That's the worst half of football I've ever seen. Are you telling me we can't do this?
I got this, Coach.
You know, people said, Pepsi Max? You can't get maximum Pepsi taste with 0 calories.
Who said that?
But Pepsi Max didn't listen.
We just delivered it. So get out there and taste that sweet 0-calorie victory!
The little guy's right.
Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Do you validate parking?
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers, service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
Hi folks, ready to wrap it up here on the final show with head coach Steve Prohm on the Racer Basketball Show, Racer Report we call it. And we haven't really had a chance to do it, to show folks what the new facility looks like. You're seeing some of the high shots of the gymnasium area as we sit here today, which is going to be a great place for us to do a show. And then, Coach, there's a lot of boxes, so things are beginning to move into the offices now.
Today I moved everything over. I got off the road, and they said, you got to get out of there this week. So one of our managers, Tim, our senior manager, came over and helped me, and now I just have to get the decorating done and get the boxes moved, and the boxes are moved, just undo the boxes, and I'll be ready to roll. So excited to be here.
It's really amazing when you think about the effort that it took for the university, Pinnacle Construction, all the people that worked on this. The place was open about a year after they broke ground. And that's amazing. And this is 180,000 square feet we're talking about.
Yeah, everybody did an amazing job, from Allen to, Pinnacle and
Dr. Dunn, everybody,
Dr. Dunn,
all the way down from the top.
All the way from the top to the very bottom to, CFSB, to everybody had to play a big part in this. And then the people that, Gene Ray and the Suitors and Howie Crittenden and Jim Thomas and Bill Morgan, and all those people played such a big part, and they're very, very appreciative. And I know the standards go up even more now, so I need to get out of here and go recruit.
That's right. Well, it's a beautiful place. Hope that you enjoyed that look at it there. And also, before we leave, I wanted to take just a moment to introduce to you and say thanks to the two young men who have helped put the show together every week. You're looking at Brooks Santinello, Murray State grad, who's now going to be working for Murray State football, and Coach Hatcher, so we'll be seeing him around. And then the other guy who was just shooting the shot you saw is Jim Lowry, Mizzou grad, so I like him because of that. And Jim has joined us this year as an intern as well, so thanks to Brooks and thanks to you, Jim, for all that you've done on the Race Report this season. It wasn't for those two fellas, it would have been hard to
We would have never made it.
No,
we would have never been on camera.
No, we
couldn't have got it.
We would have never made it, that's for sure. Well, Coach, we got about a minute here before we say goodbye. People always wonder, what do you do in the off season? You got plenty to do.
Yeah, we've got a ton to do, and because we've had a great senior class, even have more to do, which is great, and hopefully that trend continues. But recruiting is #1 right now. We've got to get a couple more guys, a couple guards and a big in here for next year's roster. Need to make sure you get Isaiah and Ed situated with their careers, and then you all get with other seniors, Brandon, Trez, Stacy, and Jordan, and help them in the direction that they want to go. And then we got to get ready for camp, and we got to get schedule done, and and then I'm going to go to watch Ed and his camps, and I go watch Isaiah in their camps. So a lot to do in a little bit of time, and I'm getting married. So
oh, by the way,
so I got stress never stops.
Okay, Coach.
So hey, thank you, and thanks to everybody for their support this year. People were great, and look forward to next year and pursuing another championship.
Okay, Head Coach Steve Prohm here on the Race Report. This is Dave Winder. And we haven't forgotten about Neil Bradley as we leave you today some of his best calls from this season on the Racer Report.
It rifles it inside to Campbell, who shot it over everything. Racers rebound. It goes to Daniel on the alley-oop from Cannon, and he stuffed it in. Left side, Triggs. Knocked away. Picked up by McCree. He'll race to the hoop with Triggs, and he stuffs it home. McCree with the stuff, and it's 24-21. And he forced him into a miss. Rebound Moss. Moss finds Cannon. Racers can take the lead. Three at the top to do it by Cannon, and it's good! Isaiah Cannon's third three of the night. He has 11, and the Racers go up 29-27. Left sideline, Fields. Fields lobs it inside. Daniel lets his man go by, put it up and in, and through the contact, Daniel will have a chance at a three-point play. Left side, that leaves Campbell open for the three. Side of the rim doesn't go. Followed his own shot, got his rebound, had it poked away by Fields. He finds Moss. Back to Fields. Lob for the slam. My goodness. And Daniel rocks the house with a dunk. 59-55. On the baseline, Daniel. He finds Moss. Back to Cannon on the near side. 13:44 to go. Media timeout coming up. Cannon 4-3. Good! And that's the record breaker for Isaiah Cannon to make it 49-42. That pushes him past Frank Allen with his 252nd three-point shot made. On Stone. Racers can get a little closer. There's a long three! It's good for Cannon, and he's fouled. He'll have a chance at a three-point play. Nino Johnson picks up his second personal.